So we're all right. We're good on Facebook. Hi, y'all. I'm Jeff Fargo, and I am one of the moderators on LabCoatAgents. And happy mid-COVID. Trump is back. Everybody's well. It's unicorns jumping through rainbows. We've got the vice presidential debates tonight. There's nothing going on, nothing to talk about. And Stephen Voronkov is on with me now. He's with Keller Williams, and he is an absolute superstar, and we're going to get into a lot of stuff. And if you have questions, you can put stuff in the comments, and maybe Jake or Sandra can throw stuff in there for us. But Stephen, let's kind of get right at it. What why the hell are you a realtor? Like that's the most insane profession ever. Like what got you into it?
That's a great. Well, first of all, let me just say, Jeff, thank you so much for having me today. I look up to you guys in Lab Coats so much, and to be a part of this is just amazing. So I'm very grateful for it. So thank you. Well, I am crazy because I want to be in real estate. Number one, I wanted to be in real estate ever since I was 21 years old. When I was about to go into it, the market crashed, and my parents were like, "No, just go to college." So I begrudgingly went to college for 6 years. And then got my real estate license.
That boy.
Yes, my uncle Rich. Yeah, so it all starts. My uncle Rich was a big time mortgage broker for like 35 years, and he kept pushing me to be in real estate. Kept pushing me, and I didn't really want to do it at first. But when I start a family, I wanted to make a little more money. I was a full-time musician first before I became a realtor. And he's like, listen,
right on.
He goes, how much money do you want to make? I said, I don't know. I was like 25 at the time. I said, if I can make 70 grand a year, I'd be happy. And he looks at me.
Oh yeah.
And he looks at me and he goes, can I curse on here? No.
Yes, of course you can.
He goes,
yes, of course you can.
He goes, that's shit. He goes, that's shit. He goes, you want to make a good living?
It is shit.
He goes, you want to be comfortable, you want to take care of your family, you got to get a good career going. And him and my father were those two big sources of inspiration to get into real estate. And it really pushed me to be in it. It's something I've always had a passion for. Love working with people. I'm the kind of person who feeds off energy, being out and about and being with people. So that's part of the reason why I love to do it.
That's awesome. And how long have you been in the business now as a full-time realtor?
Just over 6 years.
And we talked before we began the interview. You're at South Florida is where you're at?
Yes, sir. I have a bi-coastal team called Luxury Alliance Team. I live here in Boca Raton. My partners, Nick Westbrook and Joshua Holt, are in Naples and Fort Myers. So we basically cover everything from West Palm down to Fort Lauderdale, Miami, and Marco Island to Cape Coral. So by truly South
That's
Florida,
awesome.
Bi-coastal.
And of course, one of the biggest, but before we get into the whole social media hacks thing, which I'm dying to hear because I'm a big geek like that. But everyone that's on is going to want to know, how has COVID affected, you, what you're doing, your team? Is it up? Is it down? Is it, my mom who lives with us now here in Vegas, but she used to live in Spring Hill, a little bit north of Tampa. And she lived in a neighborhood called Timber Pines, and they used to call it God's waiting room.
Yeah. that's what Florida is.
You go there and you play golf, you go to Florida, you play golf, you watch Wheel of Fortune, you eat at the, Scotch and sirloin at 4:00, and then you die. And that's kind of the end of it. The end, rinse and repeat. What are you seeing, at different levels? You're kind of all over the place with your saturation of the markets in Southern Florida. What are you seeing from your view?
I love the fact that you asked me that question. And by the way, my business partner is from Spring Hill, Brooksville and Spring Hill area. So tell her about that.
Right on, I will.
Basically, our team has been catering our business to having something like this happen ever since we started, because we based our entire team on social media and being online. So all this coronavirus stuff happening, it's really helping our business because we were already ahead with the online presence, which we'll dive into. But we've been all in with online presence ever since the beginning. So it's kind of normal to us that we're on Zooms and doing FaceTimes for showings and doing all of our lead generation on Facebook and social media. So it hasn't really changed. And if anything, business has been booming ever since the virus. And this month alone, we're doing like, I think 3.5 million in volume. And next month, we're probably going to do the same. And we're just staying super, super micro focused on that 20% of activities that's going to get us those results.
Well, and so let's get into the hacks. What, you know, and I'm a little bit of a techie guy too. It's a lot of times I've always seen it's trial and error, and you learn from your mistakes. What are some of the big social media hacks that you and your team are using, and more importantly, how'd you get to learn what the hacks are?
You got it, man. Thank you for asking that. So, number one, my business partner Nick and I, we were involved with a company before we were in real estate. It's called Beachbody. Are you familiar with Beachbody?
Yes, I do not have one, but yes, I am familiar with the program. Yes, I'm more like Beach Ball, but yes.
I beg to differ. I think you look great. So we were both in this company called Beachbody, and it's all network marketing, kind of an MLM company. But what they're really amazing at is attraction marketing and their social media presence. And what I mean by that is the ability to tell stories with your posts and not be in people's faces. You're actually telling your story and using it. You're using Facebook and Instagram as your own personal magazine, you know? So if I can encourage you right now to get started on social media, you have to be posting every single day, 3 times a day minimum, morning, lunch, and nighttime. Because why those times? Because people are always on their phone at those times. They're either just getting to work or waking up or having lunch or getting home and like making dinner. They're on the phone 24/7. As you know, Gary Vee, right? Everyone knows Gary Vee.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So if you listen to anything Gary Vaynerchuk says, it's all about attention. And where is that attention 24/7 a day? It's right here. You can't see it because it's clear, but it's my phone. It's my phone. You know, so you have to be in people's pockets at all times. So you got to be posting every day, sharing your true, authentic story. And I'll get more into that if you want, but you need to be sharing your true self, your true self. You know, you can't put on a front.
Well, wait a minute. Wait a minute, Stephen, wait a minute. You're telling me that I can't be a successful realtor if all I do is just post just solds and just listeds and market reports? Like, isn't that all I'm supposed to do on social media? Isn't that like the best way for me to grow my audience?
This is what's worked for me. I'll tell. So what's worked for me is like you can do those things, but when you do it with a story. You do it with emotion. You get it to pull on people's heartstrings. So if you want, I can give you a quick example of what I mean. So
and by the way, I was being completely facetious in what I was saying. And before you start, Karen has a question. Do you have a suggestion on times of day, the best times of day in the morning and you know, about lunchtime or afternoon or night? Is there specific times that are good to post for engagement?
That there's some people say there are. I think the morning, like 8 to 9 o'clock, is perfect because people are kind of getting ready for work or going to work. Lunchtime, 12 to 1 or 12 to 2, and then maybe after dinner, like when people eat and they're kind of relaxing. So later on at night. But the truth is, in my opinion, is post when you feel it. You know what I mean? It's like if you're gonna ask someone on a date, do you ask them when you're not in the mood, really? You know, you have to be feeling it. You have to feel it. You have to, it's kind of like something it's like if you get inspired by something and you just want to post it, like that's when you should do it, in my opinion.
Yeah. Now, what about like, say I'm a boring guy. I have no, there's nothing that I'm, but what I'm a realtor. That's all I do. I help people buy and sell homes, and then I go home and I have no life. Like what should I be posting if because I know, because I also, and I'm, of course I'm being facetious, but I'll work with realtors here in Southern Nevada. They're like, I don't know what to post. I don't know what to post. I don't know what to post. And so do you have suggestions that are out of it's along the storytelling genre, but is more about that person rather than the real estate market and mortgage rates and everything else that's completely freaking boring sometimes?
Yes. I'm sure, like, I would follow the 80-20 rule. So I would do 20% business, 80% personal. And what's worked for us huge is Facebook groups. So whatever city you live in, type in your city on Facebook and click on groups, and you'll be shocked by how many groups will pop up. So what's been my bread and butter is I'll post lifestyle stuff. So I live in Boca Raton, right? So I'll go to the beach or my favorite restaurant or wherever, and I'll post a picture of the beach on the group, and I'll get like 300 likes, from total strangers that you don't know. But guess what? They all like Boca Raton or live in Boca Raton. And I'll go through that list and I'll add every single person that liked my posts. And then before you know it, they're starting to see your posts on your own personal page, and they start to get to know you, and your six degrees of separation goes. And
go ahead. Sorry.
No, that's been my favorite thing, is posting in Facebook groups and building your audience like organically.
And just post.
Post lifestyle,
get it out there.
Lifestyle stuff. It's not all about business. People want to know. People want to know about you, whether you think they don't. They really do want to know about you.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Then we got Russell Howard has asked, on what platforms do you post on? Is there any certain platform that you favor, or ones that that you're just not into?
Sure. Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. That's the top three. Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram. I'm starting to like Instagram a lot more because there's a lot less politics, a lot less drama. It's more just videos and pictures. And I'm kind of more the creative person, so I like seeing like visual stuff. But of course, everyone's on Facebook 24/7.
Yeah.
So Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, 100%.
Got it. That's awesome. And what about Instagram stories versus Instagram feed versus Facebook stories versus Facebook feed? Is it okay if I'm a realtor, if I, let's say, from my personal experience, social media gold is kids and puppies, is gold, absolute gold, or any type of like exotic place. Like if you're at the beach, is absolutely amazing. What is it that, what should I be doing as a realtor? Can I just do like one video and then post that same video on Instagram stories, Instagram feed, Facebook stories, Facebook feed, and just send it out there and call it good?
You just, what matters is, it's not like one post is going to change your life. It's more about consistent posts is going to change your life. So you need to be posting every day. Do all those things that you just mentioned. But if you want to talk about stories, this is why I love stories. Because you can go on Instagram or Facebook and you can see who your stalkers are.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Because if you click on the Facebook stories or the Instagram stories, you can see every single person that is watching your stuff. So why are you not clicking on their name immediately and be like, hey, how's it going? Or how you been? It's like a boiling hot lead, because they're watching your life. So why wouldn't you take the time to reach out to them and say, hey, how you guys holding up?
And have the conversation.
It's like I learned on my first day of real estate when Nick and I teamed up. we had this super old broker, and he goes, listen, talk to people. It's talk
Amen,
to
brother.
people.
Amen.
So like, you know, if you have a following, you see people are watching you, you need to take the time out of your day, out of your busy day. Take the time out of your busy day to ask how they are. Send care messages every day. That's what got me through the quarantine.
That's great.
Can I give you a little perspective? So
yeah, please.
The week the quarantine began in South Florida, my girlfriend and I found out we're having a baby. Right?
Oh, congrats. That's
Thank
awesome.
you. So literally it was like, you can't leave your house and you're going to be a father. So I had a really good talk with my team and my broker, Adrian Sabatino. And I said, what is the most important thing that I could be doing right now to build my pipeline? It's care messages. Check on your people.
That's great.
How are you doing? Is there anything that I can help you with right now? They don't want to. They didn't want to hear about real estate, but you will be so surprised from the responses you get just from saying, "How you guys been? Like, are you holding up okay? Hope you're staying safe and healthy." Like that, to me, that's been my one thing.
Sincerity. You know, acts of kindness, acts of selflessness. Right.
That's right. Showing it's
That's
like
huge.
Gary.
So, right.
It all comes back to Gary V. He's like the #1 selling strategy. Care.
Yeah, he's right. He's right. All right. Cynthia's got a question. What's so good about LinkedIn, and how does it work?
LinkedIn is very similar to Facebook and Instagram. Post pictures. It's the same exact thing. The only difference is LinkedIn is business professionals. So in my opinion, the leads that come from LinkedIn are way higher volume, because these, like, you can be friends with CEOs. You can actually search CEOs in your city or CFOs in your city. Like if you add, what am I thinking of? Recruiters, and just saying, like, figuring out what companies are moving to your city and stuff like that. It's it's all business professionals. So I think that that is a huge thing to dive into.
It's interesting. I love LinkedIn myself. I think it's one of the biggest uncharted social media territories for realtors. Right now. And let's see. Karen says LinkedIn is mainly business, though. You don't really see personal posts there, or am I missing those? You answered that one to say no. That's more of a B2B site. You're not going to be posting pictures of of your kids or your chocolate lab puppies on LinkedIn. That's not going to happen.
Yeah, the beauty thing is you can do whatever you want, though. You could try it.
Yeah, right.
See what happens. Maybe there's a CEO who's reading your post who's like, "Oh, I have a chocolate lab too."
Amen.
Man, she looks like, she looks like a nice person, and she'd probably be a great realtor. And then you send them a message when they like your post. You're like, "Hey, just want to say hi, introduce myself." You never know.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. And then Christine's got a great question. Do you have a separate Facebook group / page where you add all who liked your post? So that gets more into, you had a great point, do a separate Facebook group. What's a good hack, to build your audience if you're starting up a Facebook group?
If you're starting a Facebook group, what I would do is just slowly invite people from your personal page to like that page. And I would start sharing stuff from that group and say, "Hey, join our group," and just like slowly add people to it. And they can accept it if they want to. I think the answer is to never think about it. It's to do about it.
Just jump in, man.
Jump in. If it's like
just
everything,
jump in, Steve. I love it.
Yeah. Just do everything. You frozen?
The worst post is the one they don't put. Can
That's
you hear me now?
correct.
You got me?
Yeah, I got you.
All right. All right, my friend. Well, this has been amazing. What's the best way for if realtors have somebody interested in moving to South Florida, they have referrals for you, they want to get a hold of you. What's the best way for them to contact you and to follow you on social media?
You got it. Follow me at Steve Voronkov. Add me as a friend, Steven Voronkov. Like Luxury Alliance Team on Facebook. Like Luxury Alliance Team on Instagram. You can call me anytime or text me at 954-993-3573. My partner Nick and I are always available.
That's awesome.
We do group coaching with Tony Giordano. He has been a master at teaching us the ways of social media and online presence. We do coaching as well.
Great.
And we're always available for you guys anytime you have any questions at all. Would love to have your referrals, and we appreciate being a part of Lab Coats so much.
Super cool. Super cool. All right, I've got a couple more questions. Sorry, that I want to be able to, so people can be heard. Cameron asks, is there a certain way that hashtags work, or is it more about boosting posts?
If you want, in my opinion, if you want to attract more people from your area, it's very simple. Just hashtag that city, hashtag city state. So if mine is Boca Raton, hashtag Boca Raton, hashtag Boca Raton, Florida.
That's just brilliant. And also, by the way, that's great because those are huge destinations anyways, right?
Yes. And I'll leave you one more thing. If this is the ending, which I'm sad about, but if I can leave you with something, it's be authentic. Like for me, I play guitar, I sing, I play music, right? So at my open houses, I would play music and I would stream it live. There's like whatever it is that sets you apart, you have to lean into what sets you apart. If you love cooking,
that's great.
If you're a great artist, you draw, it doesn't matter. Something that makes you stand out from the 20,000 other realtors in your board.
And then Steven, I've got one last one, I swear, and then this is it. This is from me. What about, I've heard rumors that there's a lot of the drug runners that have those high speed boats and and they're watching Scarface reruns and they're actually bringing in now kilos of hydroxychloroquine and people are just buying that up and just, snorting their minds away in all the nightclubs and thinking that, that now they're invincible. Any truth to that?
My truth is take another Quaalude. You'll love me in the morning.
Oh, dude, I've never met you and I love you.
Take a look at the bad guy. Take one look at the bad guy.
Oh, I'm dying. And of course, you get hit with freaking Scarface references all the time. I know you do. I know. So thank you very much. You're very kind. Anytime. I appreciate it. You're awesome. I wish you all the success in the world, my friend. You're great. You're way ahead of the curve. You're a total stud. And, it's an absolute honor, to have you on LabCoatAgents, and we'll definitely do it again soon.
I love you, buddy. You're the man. Stay good looking.
Be well. Take care. You as well.
All right, man. Take it easy. Thank you.